Holy shit, it's another fucking day. It's the best day ever again. Cause I'm a stupid fucking cat and I don't know shit. And I don't know what it is to be sad. I think I'll run around for no good reason and act like there's stuff I gotta do. I have no idea how much the world sucks cause I have no reference level. Holy hell, that guy's bringing me food. This food sucks but I don't even know it. Now I'm shitting in a box cause I don't give a fuck. And the guy throws it out for me. Now I think I'll lie down here. Cause I got no fucking bills to pay. Sometimes I look out windows cause I'm stupid as hell. Holy Christ, it's a piece of paper. I have no idea how pointless I am. And I don't even know I'm gonna die. Now it's time to go to bed. Gotta get some fucking rest cause it's the best day ever tomorrow.
What's up, YouTube? Little intro from Cheers Sis, the Mayan Princess of Midnight Mischief, and yours truly, Boom Shakalugger, coming to you live and slightly recorded from the office. So check it out. Welcome. Thanks for checking it out. Stick around, check this video out. We're going to talk a little bit of politics and maybe do a beer chug. Let's talk about something for a second. Just briefly, I know politics are boring. We're not going to go into too much bullshit here. But I do want to point something out. Just briefly. Talking about the Republican group of nominees, right? Been watching the mainstream media. I don't watch it, but I've been paying attention to it. It's important to know thine enemy, right? And so, just observing what's going on in the mainstream media, I've picked up on a couple trends. And this goes back previous elections as well. And I'm starting to piece the pieces of the puzzle together. Place the pieces of the puzzles together. And it's starting to make sense. And it's time that America and the voting public wakes up to the scam that they are being presented. First of all, let's talk about what's going on. I hope you guys can see this. Trump, 31%. This is men and women. This is talk, in order. Trump, Carson, Bush, Rubio, Huckabee, Cruz, Fiore, and Mr. Paul down here at the bottom. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know about the various platforms these men stand for, or men and women. But we're going to talk about Mr. Trump here for a second, leading the polls at 31% in men. This guy scares the living crap out of me. Yes, we need change. But look at this guy, man. He's a reality TV show host, for one thing. He's a real estate mogul. In fact, I saw an interview the other day going back to the 80s where this guy, as a real estate mogul, kicked out a bunch of middle class, lower class people from a neighborhood so he could build condos for the wealthy. Sounds a lot like what's going on in this country, if you ask me. How the lower class and middle class are getting rooted out in favor of the wealthy. Think about that. This guy's flip-flopping on the war thing in Afghanistan. Is the guy that's always frowning. He's always bullish. Kind of a bully. I'm right, you're wrong. Is this the guy that we want the finger on the button of the nukes? Dealing with Mr. Putin and all what else is going on in the world? We have enough of this I'm right, you're wrong, I'm going to do what I want to do already. With all the executive orders. You get this guy in office, his ego is what really is concerning me here, folks. His ego, he's uncooperative, he's a used car salesman using a bunch of keywords that the American public wants to hear. Secondly, the media is name dropping this guy left and right. Same thing happened with Obama. The more name dropping that goes on in the media, the more the ignorant voter will tend to just, oh, I've heard of that guy before, and push that button. Just because they've heard the name. Now, there are some candidates out there. Oh, well, let's talk about Mr. Trump. No experience in politics. Mr. Carson, neurosurgeon. No experience. Politics. The guy's a doctor. Psychology. Knows a whole lot about psychology, I bet, as a neurosurgeon. Think about that, folks. These two guys are an automatic vote for Hillary because they may be great men in their own right, their own world, what they do, but they're not leaders of the free world. Mr. Trump here is just doing this to get a rise out of his own ego. I bet you, man, he's just, this shit scares me to death that Trump is a Republican candidate. It's an automatic vote for the Democrats. Another 4 years of what we're dealing with right now. Now, I'm not telling you guys how to vote. This gentleman down here, Mr. Rand Paul. Let's go to a quick video real quick. We'll shut that one down. Let's check this one out.
First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on the stage. He's number 11. He's got 1% in the polls, and how he got there, there's far too many people. Anyway, as far as temperament, and we all know that, as far as temperament, I have a great temperament. I built a phenomenal business with incredible, iconic assets, one of the really, truly great real estate businesses. And I may be an entertainer because I've had tremendous success with #1 bestsellers all over the place, with The Apprentice and everything else I've done. But I will tell you this, what I am far and away greater than an entertainer is a businessman.
He's greater.
And that's the kind of mindset this country needs to bring it back. Because we owe $19 trillion right now, $19 trillion. And you need this kind of thinking to bring our country back. And believe me, my temperament is very good, very calm.
This guy gets pissed off at the drop of a hat.
Outside of this country, we are not respected now.
Mr. Senator Paul, your name is submitted votes.
I kind of have to laugh when I think, sounds like a non-sequitur. He was asked whether or not he would be capable and he would be in good hands to be in charge of the nuclear weapons, and all of a sudden there's a sideways attack at me. I think that really goes to the judgment. Do we want someone with that kind of character,
There was a concerted effort to keep Mr. Rand Paul in the background by the establishment. That's my comment. That's my 2 cents. I'm going to leave it at that.
This language to be negotiating with Putin? Do we want someone like that to be negotiating with Iran? I think really there's a sophomore quality that is entertaining about Mr. Trump, but I am worried. I'm very concerned about having him in charge of the nuclear weapons because I think his response, his visceral response to attack people on their appearance, short, tall,
childish,
fat, ugly. My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? Would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arms?
Exactly.
Mr. Trump.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there that I can tell you.
Jake,
there you go. The guy's a clown. He's Clown Shoes Incorporated in this Republican primary. That's all I'm going to leave it at that. Something to think about. This guy doesn't need to be leading the free world. This man's experienced, has a lot of good things on his platform that can save this country. Very logical, very common sense oriented policies he's delivering. So think about that. I'm not here to sell one politician over another or your opinion, but I want you to be wary of the mainstream media and the way they feed your head with name dropping, polls and things. Make your own choice. Think critically for yourselves. Look at the issues and vote for that guy. This is not a popularity contest. That's what happened last time. People vote for, they want to be right when they go into the voting poll. Well, I want to make sure I'm voting for the winner, the guy that the media says is going to win. I better vote for that guy because that makes me feel like a winner. I'm on the winning side by voting for the guy that says they leads in the polls. No, make your own choice based on the policies and the platform that they're delivering. That's why all the guys that are trying to save this country that are capable are getting pushed down, because it's a popularity contest and I can't stand it anymore. Enough of that. Enough of politics, right? Real quick, shout outs to my subs. Got a couple guys that have been checking my channel out. Up to almost 90 subscribers now. And when I hit 100, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. Try to do a little something special for you guys when we get to 100. But anyway, real quick, Dirt Nap Court Killer. Shout out. Now, some of these shout outs are overdue. I haven't been doing them. My videos have been kind of sparse lately. And I haven't done a beer video in a while. So that's why we're getting caught up as far as Boom Shakalaka and beer time videos right here on this video right here, man. So, Paul Pinelli, shout out to you too, brother. I know you're a malt liquor drinker, but that's all right. I've had a couple in my time as well. So, and then Whitney Berry, little stoner chick. She's cute and fun, and she leaves comments. She thinks I look like Kenny Powers, whoever the hell that is. And then there's Wicked Brews and Some Drunk Brewing. These guys love beer, and they've been checking out my channel and leaving comments and being supportive of some of the things I'm doing. Also, some other guys are Dog Bag. You know, he's always leaving comments on my channel, and he's got, that dude, weirdest freaking videos, man, but I love him. The guy does a phenomenal job. Whatever he does with the special effects and that weird mask and the castle tower background. I know he's got a green screen or something going on there. Anyway, whatever you're doing, man, it's unique and it's awesome. Keep it up. And then Turbotron, I'm not sure who you are, if you're a standalone user or if you're you know, another account from one of the other guys, but I know you're kind of new. But thanks for the support on my leaving comments here and there, whether they be good or bad. But you know, if you're gonna leave a negative comment, you know, maybe some, I don't know, just give me ideas. What do you want to see? Don't tell me what you don't like, but tell me what you want to see. And there's no more pooping videos for you guys who like that pooping video shit, but probably not gonna do that again. And I've already done the peeing in a bottle thing too, so there's no more potty time on Boom Shakalaka. So, but anyway, we need to get into a beer, and we're going to talk about beer and some of the trends in craft beer as we chug the next selection. Alright, world. So enough politics, you know. I don't like to discuss it, but I do like to pay attention because I'm being affected by the state of the economy, the state of the politics in this country, as if all of you are as well. You may be aware of it, you may not be aware of it, but there are a lot of examples. If you dig deep and pay attention to the details, there's a lot of things going on in this country that don't give a damn about you or me. We need to bind together. And again, vote for your beliefs, not who you think is going to win. Popularity contest. Devil's in the details. Pine Glass Army, we got a few out on patrol. They've been checking out some different beers. It's, you know, fall is here and Halloween's around the corner, and so been checking out some different beer styles. We're going to talk about beer styles real quickly in this video as I partake in that one. We're going to set this one out. I'm going to promote this beer again. Anybody wants to trade for the best beer in Texas? I've tried a lot of beers. Tried a lot of beers. Hundreds of different ones. And this one by far and away is my favorite. Yellow Rose of Texas from Magnolia. No, Lone Pint Brewery in Magnolia, Texas. This is a double IPA. says it's a double, but it's an unfiltered, and it comes across, it's very yellow. It's very golden color, which is unusual for an IPA, but it's unfiltered, and it is just incredibly hoppy. 6.8%, lots of flavor. I mean, it just explodes in your mouth. Goes down smooth. That was a $9 price tag I just took off that thing. And we're going to enjoy this after we chug one of these. Hopefully I can chug it. You guys know I'm not a good chugger. But happy Halloween, fuckers. It's a Punkin from Carback Brewing here in Houston, Texas. This beer is, they have 2 pumpkin beers there at Carback, but this one is their Punkin. 8.1%. It's got some spices and shit in it. I can't read these things with my glasses on. So, let's see. Anything to note on the packaging? Done, baked, finished. You know, this pumpkin, he looks kind of stoned, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, a couple of these 8.5% beers warm you up. Seasonal ale brewed with pumpkin and spices. Label up. Now, I know some of you guys think my blueprint's kind of silly, but I think it's very legit. Because craft beers we're going to talk about right now has got so many different trends, and again, these craft breweries aren't putting these details together for the consumer to be ignored. You know, the creative packaging and exotic flavors and tastes, limited releases. These are all things to be appreciated, and that's why Boom Shakalaka is here. That's what one of the primary purposes of my videos, other than, you know, just to come hang out with you guys, have a beer, and talk about whatever. So let's talk about briefly these 7 trends in craft beer right now. One of which is like the nano beers or micro beers that are exclusive to a restaurant, right? They're only brewed in the restaurant by the keg, and they're only served in that restaurant. And they do this for licensing. They can get away with it. They can save some politics and licensing by doing that. Also as a marketing ploy to get people into their restaurant, eat their food. There's also sour beers. I've seen sour beers starting to hit the market now as well. New Belgium has one. Cascade Brewing out of Oregon has what's called like a sour. I've not yet had one, but they're like, instead of a big hot bomb, they just have this, I don't know. I'll have to try one. I'll have to pull one up and do a review. But yeah, sour beers are making a comeback. And then the creative labeling is like another trend that I just mentioned. These beers up here, you can't see them in this frame, but you've seen them in my frame before. I've saved those up there because of the creative labeling, and Stone Brewing does a great job of their labeling by printing that stuff right on the glass and not using a paper. I think they're one of the more outstanding labeling beers out there. And then another trend, this is kind of new, I've just learned about, but extreme beer. Now, a couple of you guys out there watching my videos might appreciate this. There's a Scottish brewing company that makes a 41% IPA. 41%! That is, what's the strongest dogfish? 20%? The 120, the 120 is a 20%, I believe it is. And then imagine that twice that strong. Okay, Scottish Brewing does that. I'm not sure the company. I'll have to get that for you. But there is hope for us Americans. Sam Adams brews a beer called Utopia, and that beer comes in at 27%. Now, you just can't go out and get these beers. You know, craft beer is expensive. But that's Sam Adams Utopia, $125 a case. So it's either $125 a case or $125 a 12-pack, one of the two. But the pricing I saw was $125. That's a lot of money for some beers. I'd just rather drink two, Dogfish 120s instead of having one Utopia 27%. But anyway, that just shows you extreme beer, because of the ABV, is becoming kind of a focal point on craft beer consumers. They're just like up in the ante, right? So check that out. And then there's the hybrid beers, doubles, like double IPAs. They've taken traditional beer styles and they've kind of tricked them up. Like even that one I just showed you, that Yellow Rose. It's an IPA, but it's been, it's unfiltered and it's got some different brewing methodology in there that makes it slightly different. Some alterations. Hybrids like wood-aged whiskey beers. I'm drinking one right here with the pumpkin in it, right? Pumpkin and spices, that's tricking it up. We're gonna put some, grapefruit shit, tea, raspberry, all kinds of crazy shit in our beers, right? To appeal to a broader, audience, so to speak, the recreational consumer of beers. So, and then collaborative efforts. Stone and Brewdog have got together and made a beer. Forget the name of that one. And then Dogfish and Sierra Nevada have got one called Life and Limb. And I've yet to try that beer, but collaborative efforts are kind of a new thing as well. So, craft beer industry, always growing, always changing up, lots of shit to appreciate with the craft beer world, and that's why I'm a fan. So that, cheers, happy Halloween. Absolutely refreshing and delicious. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Boom Shaka Lager. And I'm out. And no cats were harmed in the making of this video. She's perfectly fine and looking at me like she wants to do another one. So we will see. Peace.